Hi again, everybody, and welcome to the 2023 Hart Men's Soccer Media Day. I am your host, Nick Vassos. I'm an anchor in Kansas City at Fox 4, as well as the play-by-play voice of the Kansas City Comets. Let's talk some Statesman soccer, and let's welcome in by the William Penn University head coach Simon Brown, and he also has player Eden Sears right next to him. Welcome into both of you guys. Good to see you again this year.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you for having us, and thank you for putting this together.
Absolutely. Coach, first, let's talk about last season's incredible run heading into the Hart Conference tournament as the number 7 seed, then advanced all the way to the Hart Championship by knocking off number 2, Missouri Valley, number 3, MNU. Talk about that week for your team, and how proud were you to make a run to get into the Nationals?
Yeah, I mean, we were, first and foremost, we were disappointed to finish 7th, with ourselves. We were one result away from coming 4th. So it was very close where we were. So again, when we got the 7th seed, you're kind of bummed at yourself because, you have high aspirations, and then you see the number 7, and then you see the gauntlet that you have. Even if you win the quarterfinal, semifinal, final, you see the gauntlet that you're going to have to come not against the top 3 teams in your conference, but 3 of the top 10 teams in the country. And the week before, we had just played CMU. So again, we had to go CMU, Mo Valley, Mid-America, CMU. Then we played Bethel in the national tournament, which went on to win it. So the 2 weeks was intense, but we knew we had to be at our best with everything. So absolutely everything. So we just, it was our season started again in the postseason, and we hit a bit of form at the right time and won 2 games when we absolutely had to. And I was really, really proud of the guys. Obviously, like I said, disappointed first of all to come 7th, but proud of our guys to win the 2 games that we had to when everything was on the line.
Coach, let's talk about the player you've got seated right next to you, Eden Sears. Tell us about him and what he means to your program.
Yeah, so Eden scored a massive goal for us against Mo Valley in the quarterfinals, and he actually got National Player of the Week that week for his performance, keeping a clean sheet against Mo Valley, away to Mo Valley, and then he scored what would be the game-winning goal. So Eden's going to be a junior this year for us.
Correct.
So yeah, just turning in kind of that year where you're kind of looking for him to change what he can get out of him, so what he can give to the team. So again, instead of him looking around for others, he's got to be the one that people look to for those leadership qualities, and ability on the field is great, but also his ability to lead others, get everybody to buy into our program, our team, our culture, and that thing. So that's kind of our aspirations for Eden for this 2023 season.
Awesome. Hey, Eden, what was it like during the Hart playoffs for you and your teammates? I imagine that must have been a pretty intense experience. Give us some insight about what was it like during that time.
Yeah, it was definitely a roller coaster of emotions. I mean, you're seeing who you're getting drawn against each week, and season hasn't quite gone as planned leading up to it. So, you're not sure what you're thinking going into it, but, we prepared right, and we managed to get some good results. Didn't manage to go all the way and win it all, but I feel like the lads, especially in them last couple of weeks, that we gave it everything, and, we got some good results in there, but also we didn't quite succeed as well. But yeah, it was a great effort from all the lads, and the group really came together in that time as well. So,
Eden, would you share with us what your major is and where are you from?
Yeah, so I major in sport management, and I'm from Telford. It's a small town in England.
All right. Do you plan on using your degree in something post-soccer, like maybe a business that's a sports business or something post-soccer, like combining your major with athletics in some way?
Yeah, I imagine so. I mean, I've always been into sport, especially soccer, since I was a kid. So to be able to continue that after college, that would be perfect.
All right, Coach, back to you here. Your program has now had a few years of sustained success with trips to the NAIA Nationals and even winning a national tournament game. So what's been the key to sustaining your recent success in the Hart and nationally?
Yeah, it's a good question, and we always say winning leaves clues, and we never know what it is. So again, as much as we want to copy the stuff from last year, grandma's recipe is never the same. You try and make it again. So again, we try to do the same thing over and over. We just want to pick out little clues of what we felt was successful and what we could push on and what we can grow on and change. And we've done a lot of things differently already this year in the week or so that we've come together. But our success, we've really defined our culture. We've really recruited the right kids. And I think that's the most important thing is, I want to make my job as easy as possible by having the best players possible on the field. And, we've done that with our recruitment, and the guys that we brought in have really bought into, the program, where we're trying to go. And we're setting ourselves lofty goals. We don't want to be a team that just qualifies for national tournaments and make up the numbers, for lack of a better term. We want to go and we want to win games there. And we've only ever won one national tournament game. So again, we have high aspirations. It's tough to get there, really, really tough. A very select few only go to a national tournament. But like I said, we want to go there and win games. But first, we got to get through the teams that are in our conference first. And it's extremely tough every year. So again, that's the first part of it, is getting through those guys, the non-conference and our conference games, which sets you up for that success when you actually do make it.
Coach, I love your analogy about the recipe is different. And I'm wondering if you could, because to me, every season kind of has its own life. There's always something different with each season. And that's what I love about coaching. I wonder if you could describe the journey of a season, and maybe Eden, you could chime in. You could give us your thoughts of what each season is like. It's not like it's not one thing. The season, it's like a journey. I mean, it's like an experience, and it involves athletics, and of course, it involves school. I'm just curious what you think about the process of the journey during the regular season.
Yeah, for us, so when I was a graduate assistant, I worked with a coach, and he always told me to break up the season into 3 parts. So you have the non-conference game, conference, and then the postseason. So our focus right now is the preseason non-conference games. So we got 6 games before we go into the heart. And when that happens, we'll kind of have a better idea of who we are and how we want to play. So my goal is, by the time that we get into September 16th at Baker away, we have a vision of ourselves. We have a clear game idea of how we want to play. Whether that happens or not is one thing. A couple of years ago, first game of the season, we beat Mo Valley away. They were number 1. And then we lost the next 4 games in conference. So again, we were 1-0 after beating number 1 in the country, and then we're 1-4. And then we're having the Jesus moments. And it was only 2 weeks previous that we had this massive high. And that's what the heart does to you. I think it really humbles you to where you think you're at. Like I said, we're not in a conference where you can go out and beat teams 10-0 and have a day off. There's just no days off. And I've said that in the past. And that's kind of the journey is, if you're somewhere else, you have a luxury of having some time to yourself. Maybe you can spend 2 days with your family and really check out, and you can't do that here because you get punished. You really get found out. So that's kind of the journey for us is break it into 3 parts. The first part now is as much as that there'll be tough tests down the road in conference. We're just really focusing on these preseason games coming up, seeing who we have inside ourselves, seeing how we can play, try to get a bit of identity, and then go from there.
How about for you, Dylan? Eden?
Yeah, no, for us, I feel as players, there's so much intensity on a day-to-day basis. You come in, you have a couple of weeks pre-season, and then you're straight into things. So for us as players, when we first come in, it's about really getting a bond going straight away, setting standards, getting the team as close as possible, so we can fire straight into the season. The schedule's tough, playing games so close to each other, but I feel it's just something the lads are always ready to start and really keen to start, and that's going to be the same this time. We're ready to start strong. So.
All right, something completely different here, Eden. Do you have any favorite restaurants on campus or near campus?
There's a local cafe in town called Smoky Road. They do some good drinks and stuff there, so that would probably be my go-to.
Oh, really? What about for food? What do you like to get there?
To be fair, I don't go there much for food. It's more the drinks and stuff, coffee. That's my go-to. But most of the time I'm eating food on campus and stuff like that. So.
All right. Thank you. I had a little dodge out of the way there for a second. I'm going to stay with you, Eden, here. Do you have any specific Heart games that you've got marked on your calendar? That could be dangerous with every team so good in the Heart, but is there a couple of teams that you're looking forward to playing this year?
I think for us, CMU has to be the first one. They beat us in the final last year, so I think for us, that every game's tough, as you say, and Simon says as well. Every game's tough. We have to go into every game with the same mentality. But for us, you know, CMU, that's the one I'm looking forward to personally, trying to redeem ourselves from last season.
What role do you think student athletes play in promoting school spirit and unity among the entire, student body?
Yeah, I think it's massive, really, for us. It comes from us. Everyone sees us. Everyone sees what we do. So I feel, yeah, it's just really important for us to embody that and push it forward.
Okay, Coach, we're gonna wrap up with you here, and your team is going to be heading down to Alabama and Mississippi over the Labor Day weekend to face Mobile and William Carey. How much are you looking forward to the road trip itself and to face those tough teams? What do you think?
Yeah, I think last year we played a bit within ourselves with our scheduling, and we didn't really kind of go out outside of our shell. And I think this year, it was important for us to challenge ourselves with two top teams. And Mobile lost in the national championship final the last 2 years, and William Carey are always top 10. So I think it was important for us to, we're going to get those tests in conference. So I think it was important for us to go on the road and really challenge ourselves and see where we're at. It's a week removed from in conference. So again, we'll have a great idea who we are. And like I said, we played within ourselves before, so it'll be a great test for not just for us, but for us to represent the conference. Last year, the Hart and the SSAC sent 8 teams of 32 to the national tournament. So a big chunk, so 25% of the teams that went was from both air conferences. So when I was having those conversations with those coaches down there, let's cross swords, let's go at each other and see what we can do and represent ourselves. If we get a couple of results down there, it will only bode well for the conference, and it'll give us a great standpoint of not just where we're at, but where teams in our conference are as well. So we're looking forward to represent ourselves in the school against those top programs.
Awesome. Eden, Coach Brown, good luck in training. Good luck in the preseason. Good luck in the regular season, and good luck in postseason. We appreciate your time, you guys. Good stuff, and best of luck.
Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it.